Substitute teachers always marked me as trouble the moment they saw my name on the roster, until one of them stopped class and asked me to teach the lesson. Instead, my name is Zaid Okonkwo. Yeah, take a second with that. Half Nigerian, half Pakistani, grew up in a mid-sized town in Ohio where the most exotic name in my grade was probably Brendan with an A. I watched it happen every single time. A substitute would walk in, clipboard in hand, that hopeful expression of someone who still believes sixth period on a Friday was manageable. They'd start calling roll, Anderson, Bradley, Cooper, easy, easy, easy. Then they'd hit mine and the room would go quiet in that particular way. Not because anyone was being cruel, but because everyone was waiting. The sub would squint, pause. Sometimes they'd attempt it. Zay, Zaid, Okaon, Okwan, and before they even finished mangling it, something would shift in their eyes. A recalibration, like they'd just reclassified me in a mental folder labeled potential problem. I never started fights, never talked back. My grades were fine, better than fine actually, but I'd been pulled aside in the hall twice by subs who confused me with a kid 3 shades darker and 4 inches shorter than me. I'd had my backpack checked once while 3 white kids who'd been throwing paper balls sat untouched. I learned to make myself small in those rooms. Hoodie up, eyes down, just survived the period. Junior year, AP Chemistry. Our actual teacher, Mr. Petrov, had a family emergency and was out for the week. Monday was a disaster with a sub who spent the whole period threatening detentions. Tuesday, a new one walked in, Mr. Darnell Osi. He was maybe 30, built like he'd played college ball, with the kind of calm that made a room settle without him asking it to. He called roll. When he got to my name, he didn't stumble, didn't squint, said Zaid Okonkwo like he'd said it 1,000 times, because Osei knows something about names that don't fit in Ohio mouths. I looked up. He'd already moved on. We were doing equilibrium reactions that week. Le Chatelier's principle. Mr. Petrov had left a worksheet and a vague note that basically said good luck. Darnell, Mr. Osei, read the worksheet, looked at the class for a moment, then looked directly at me. You understand this material? He asked. Not in a challenging way. Genuine. I blinked. Yeah. You understand it well enough to explain it? The class stirred. I felt 23 pairs of eyes on me. My first instinct was to disappear back into my hoodie, but something in the way he asked, no trap in it, no performance, made me say, I think so. He stood up from the desk and gestured to the front, then come teach it. I thought he was joking. He wasn't. I walked to the board, chalk in hand, mouth dry, and then something strange happened. The material was just there, clear as water in my mind. I drew the equilibrium arrows. I explained stress on a system. I used the example of a crowded room and opening a door, the way Mr. Petrov had explained it to me 6 months earlier, the way it had clicked for me like a key turning. The class was quiet, actually quiet. Not restless quiet or bored quiet, but listening quiet. Afterward, a girl named Priya asked me to explain it again, slower. A kid named Garrett, who'd never spoken to me, said, bro, that actually made sense. Mr. Osei sat in the back the whole time with his arms crossed and this small smile I'll never forget. At the end of class, he stopped me at the door. You should think about teaching one day, he said. You explain things like you care, whether people actually get it. I'm 24 now, first year teaching high school chemistry. Every time I call roll, I slow down on the names that are going to be hard for other people. I practice them before class. I say them correctly. I know what it means when a kid in a hoodie finally looks up.